Hello children, good morning. Today we are going to start with the second part of your third chapter, two stories about flying. The first chapter was about a seagull in which you have learned that how a seagull conquers his fear and do his first flight. Now this uh, second part is about a black aeroplane. It is written by famous author Frederick Forsyth. He is a British novelist, spy, political commentator. He is multi-talented. He was a trained pilot also. He joined BBC in 1965. He decided to write a novel using a research technique to those used in journalists, as he was a journalist also. So when he decided to write a novel, his novels was full of thrills, and the techniques were used same as the journalist used to find out any reality about any incident, any situation, event. How they find out that reality, they go into the route. In that same technique, he started writing his novel, and mostly he has written thriller novels. He is famous for thriller novels. So you can understand this story might also carry some thrill or mystery. So in this story you will find a mention of a aircraft that is called as Dakota airplane. So you can see the picture of the Dakota airplane here. The Douglas C-47 Skytrain or Dakota is a military transport aircraft developed from civilian Douglas 3 DC-3 airliner. It was extensively used by the Allies during World War II and remained in front line with various military services. Now let us come to the story. The first thing in your mind comes black aeroplane. Have you ever seen any aeroplane in black color? No, the aeroplane is never in color black. So here the black color symbolizes actually the mystery, or you can say it symbolizes the black cloud. Now these stories have two main characters. One is the pilot of the Dakota airplane, and the second is the lady in the control room. This story is a mysterious story. It is a narrative story. It is narrated by the pilot of the Dakota airplane. The theme of the story oscillates between miracle and mystery. Now this pilot was having holiday, and everybody wants to spend their holiday with their family. So in the same way, he was also longing for his family. Maybe he may be far away from his family for many days. So he was longing for them, and he decided to go to meet his family and have a breakfast with them. He was from England, so he was missing that English breakfast. So he didn't see even the time, what is the time. He decided to fly to England from France. And when he started his flight, it is mentioned in the first para that the sky was clear and the moon was coming up in east behind him. That means he was traveling towards west. There wasn't cloud. It was an happy, cheerful night, and he was feeling very happy to see that atmosphere. It was night time when the sky was clear and the stars were twinkling. The pilot felt peace in being above a country that had fallen asleep. It was round about 1:30. You can say start of a new day, or You can say that it was late in the night. And he was happy to fly. He was fantasizing to have breakfast with his family. When the airplane was in France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control personnel about his presence, and for the instruction they will give them, the control room will give him the instructions, the directions, all will be given by the control room. So he decided to call the control room. At that time, light from the Paris city was blaring at him. He informed the control agency, to which they replied with further instruction on direction. They gave him the direction where he has to move. The control room of the Paris instructed him to turn 12 degrees towards the west. Now the plane had crossed Paris when he started seeing clouds in the sky. You remember I told earlier, when he started his flight, the sky was clear, it was pleasant weather, the stars were shining. But as he moved, then he suddenly saw that the clouds are coming, and a huge black cloud came in front of him. He compared the cloud with a huge black mountain. He knew that he will not able to pass through the cloud. It was impossible for him to go over the cloud or go below the cloud, because the cloud was very huge. Then he was not having enough fuel also, extra fuel, that he can go around it. So he decided to enter that black cloud. Then when he entered inside the black cloud, he saw that suddenly everything became black. The author could not see anyone, anything. The aeroplane started jumping, twisting, the turbulence was felt. His compass was malfunctioning. It was going round and round and round, and then suddenly dead. All the instruments were dead. Then suddenly he saw that in the black clouds quite near him, he saw that a aeroplane is there, and the light is not there on the wings of that aeroplane. But he had no choice. He felt little relief that at least somebody is there with him in this situation. And then he saw the face of that pilot in the black aeroplane, and he saw that the pilot is gesturing him. He is telling to follow him by showing the gesture from his hand. He is telling to follow. So like the obedient child, like a small child, they follow their parents blindly because they trust their parents. In the same way, he also followed that black aeroplane. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still in front of him in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the Dakota so that he can fly only for 10 to 5 minutes more. So he became little panicked because the fuel was less. And then he realizes that he is out of that black cloud, and he can see two straight lines which indicate that the runway has come. The airport he is near to the runway. And then he decided to land there. He was not knowing actually where he has reached, and he was very happy, and he landed safely. And then he looked around, but he saw that there was nobody. The black aeroplane he can't find. He wanted to thank the person, the pilot there in the black aeroplane, but nothing was there. And he landed, and then he went directly to the control room. And there a lady was sitting, and he asked him, and inquired him that who was the pilot in the black aeroplane. Then the lady was puzzled. She was surprised what he is asking. She told that in this weather, in this stormy weather, nobody was there. No plane was detected in the radar. Only one plane was detected, and that is yours. No other plane was there in our radar. We can't see anything. Nobody was there. Then the pilot was baffled. He was surprised because he has seen the black aeroplane, and the pilot helped him to come out of the stormy cloud. So he was very much dumbstruck that how it can happen that the radar has captured only one plane and actually there were two. So this mystery remains there. Many unanswered question is there. Whether really the black plane was there or not, the pilot was there or not. That's why we call it as open-ended story. Here the reader has many conclusions. It is upon us, upon the reader, to decide what actually might have happened. So there will be n number of climaxes from all the sides. Some will say that it was a miracle. Some will say that he was dreaming. Some can say that it was his subconscious mind. And some can say that he was hallucinating. So children, it can be that sometimes it happens that you have enough skill in yourself, and your skill, you yourself help yourself, but you don't realize. So that must have happened. His subconscious mind, he was a skilled pilot, and his subconscious mind helped him to come out of the cloud. But he thought that somebody is guiding him, but the guide was his subconscious mind. So as I tell you that every chapter, every lesson has a moral, has a message. So what message we get from this chapter? That don't lose hope, don't break down. If there is difficulty in front of you, like that huge mountain, then also you should not break. You should have hope in yourself and believe in God. Believe in miracle. One thing this also we realize is that miracles also happen. It can happen. You believe yourself. Don't lose hope. Everything will be fine. That is the thing we get from this lesson. Okay. So now I hope the story is clear with you. Enjoyed it, and just imagine yourself once in a dark room without light, anything, and just try that whether you're able to find the door or not, you are able to get out of that room or not. Just try once. Don't hurt yourself while doing this, but you can try, and you can write your experience. So after now the notebook work is there. That chapter you will write the number of the chapter, title, author's name, word meaning, theme, message, thinking about the text, and thinking about the language will be in your textbook itself. That is the end of the day, end of the story. Have a good day, children. Thank you.